Hey there, it's Crafty Jenna Bug. It's done. This journal is finished. I don't really know how to feel about it. It's so thick. If it weren't tied closed well, it would definitely be popping open. Have that alligator mouth situation going on. I stuffed it quite full, and I love it. I love how full it is. Some loose threads on the back. This journal was a bit of a struggle for me. Not even going to sugarcoat it. It was a bit of a struggle. From the beginning, challenged me, and not always in a good way. I mean, I originally kind of felt a bit inspired, and then the inspiration kind of slacked off towards the middle of the month and ramped up a bit later. It's not my color scheme, and so it was a bit of a struggle. A good struggle. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I don't regret anything. It is what it is. I just struggled creatively with this one. So here's to March. Which, yeah, here's to March. So without further ado, I am going to do the flip through. Why waste any more time? I did add a few things off camera. That last video, I apologize again. I was struggling to try to get everything filmed. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses, but there was a lot of struggle going on over here. I was definitely riding the struggle bus. And I'm not sure what exactly happened in some of those clips, because I started recording something and then just stopped and never came back to it. So yeah, I apologize for the quality of the previous video. This one should clarify all the things I did. So let's open her up. First things first, we are greeted with this page. This just does not want to lay down, and I love it. You saw me do all of this. I haven't added anything else there. We've got this tag. That was a free printable. I did not write anything on it. We've got this cool fun fur yarn on top. And then this tag, which I really liked. It was a neat little collage. It says love on the front. And on the back, I wrote, "Welcome to my February 2023 junk journal. This journal was quite challenging for me. It was very much outside my comfort zone as far as color schemes go. I am happy I persevered, and I am a bit pleased with the final product." And yeah, I stand by that. So, put those back in. You can go back in there. And then here, I ended up stamping love above this silhouette of two people kissing. This was another free printable. I believe that was from, I'm not sure exactly where that one was from. I have a list elsewhere. But I just kept it simple. I really like the way this paper looked with it. On this page, we've got a couple of envelopes and little vintage Valentines. I did not write on any of these. Little pocket. And there's one in here as well. Oh no. To my Valentine. She's got a puppy. Little puppy. I love a puppy. Anyway. Been watching way too much Parks and Rec lately. This is one of my favorite pages. I don't know what it is about it. I had some fun with the sewing machine, which I also did over here. And yeah, I like this one a lot. Let's just leave it at that. Another free printable tag. I distressed the edges, and I wrote on the back, I really like how this page turned out. Huh. I did a bit of sewing around the pocket before gluing it down, including sewing on the lace. The hearts are a bit of fancy ribbon I glued down. The Dimensional Love sticker came from the Dollar Tree. This tag was offered as a free printable and I found it through Pinterest. Yes, I did. And I will link the printables, or I will link to the printables in the description in case you want to hunt them down. A little easier. I like the way this lace sticks out here. Just adds a little element to the edge. This I was really proud of, actually. I had this idea. This was one of those rare moments of inspiration in this journal because I really wanted to have a notepad, but I hate the way they flop around when you turn the pages. So I wanted to use a bit of cardstock to keep them down. This says, a lovely little notepad for writing love notes. I really like the heart at the bottom of the page that holds the pages in place. It required a bit of forethought so the brad wouldn't be visible from the other side of the page. It did. So I did this page first, and I made sure this brad wouldn't be affected by the gluing down of the pocket, but it also would be hidden. That's why I chose to do a pocket on this page. And it's one of those things where I feel really proud because I had some forethought instead of just saying, this page is going to get this. Ah, crap, the other page. What am I going to do with the other page? So I actually planned both of these pages out at one time, and it felt good. And I did not write on the others. These were just little pieces of scrap paper that I had and just stamped a little bit on. I could even journal under there if I desired. This page, this is an envelope flap from an envelope that is sewn in. Added a little lace, a little side crooked pocket, and it says just you and I. Little butterfly accent at the top. It says this is another favorite page. The paperclip banner serves a dual purpose, looking cute on this page and keeping the greeting card on the other page closed. There we go. Yeah, this, I really like it. I just glued 2 pieces of ribbon together and over the paper clip. I think it's cute. It works. This side would be a little bare otherwise. Another dimensional sticker from the Dollar Tree, paper doily, and bam. You can really see that glue. So this is a greeting card I just happened to have in my stash. It was super cute. When you open it up, it says the best relationships can't be explained, and it's true. And over here in this little pocket, I printed out these 2 squirrels in love. They're adorable. So adorable. And let me put this back so it doesn't pop open. I'm glued it down like a pocket, so then this is a decorative page edge element and also a functional tag. This is a poem by Joanna Fuchs called I Never Knew. I never knew about happiness. I didn't think dreams came true. I couldn't really believe in love until I finally met you. And I thought it worked really well with these two. A little unlikely relationship. On the back, I wrote, sneaky little pocket behind this greeting card makes for a nice place to add a tag with a cute topper for page tab-like decoration. I wish I had started my writing a little lower because you can kind of see it peeking up here. But, oh well. This page is very simple. I just used a stencil and put some hearts on the background. I was really embracing white pages in this journal. Just leaving the white on the backs and just enjoying it, embracing it. These hearts are made with texture paste through a stencil, and they soaked up a little bit of the coloring. I used Distress Oxide sprays and inks for this scrap paper. It actually was a piece of paper that was sewn in, and I just cut it down to become a tuck spot. This is a very simple tag. I made it with some cardstock that I had done a paint pour on for this journal specifically, and there are a few pieces of this throughout the journal in different tags and such. Added some scrap lace and little crocheted piece to the top, some candy foil wrapper. I think these were Hershey's Kisses actually, which fits because love. Very simple piece I cut out of a piece of scrapbook paper, and I did not write on the back. This page, I added this piece I cut off of a piece of scrapbook paper, and I added a quote, "Where there is love, there is life," and that's quoted to Mahatma Gandhi. Very simple, little bit of collage, some washi tape. This is another one of my favorite pages. This was an envelope pocket. I sewed an envelope into the signature and made a pocket. Got a little collage on this side with some hearts that are made from recycled card. And here the sad little confetti shaker. They're hearts and flowers, and I think the Zap Dots was a poor choice because they're sticking in there, but it's fun. It was the first confetti shaker I've ever made. I have learned a lot. That is one thing about this journal. I may not be completely in love with it, but I learned a lot while making it, and I think that alone makes it successful. So, am I wiping the matte gel off the top? I think so. Huh, interesting. But I like it. I think it turned out pretty cute, if not exactly what I had in mind. But yep, these two pages, I just cut out words from magazines, and I wanted to put love on this, and then all of the different ways and things you can love, and lots of love related words here, ways I would describe love. Just, I don't know, this really brought me back to like high school, when you sit down with your magazines and you cut things out and you just paste them all over inside your journal, like your diary journal. It just, it took me back. And the background I painted through a stencil. I used some metallic red paint and metallic pink paint actually, and I mixed them together. And I really like the way that background turned out. This I left blank intentionally. It was going to be a journal space, but I didn't really want to write on it. I liked it like it was. So I left it. Embracing the blank page. But it's not blank, like it works. This page, this is a piece of scrapbook paper card thing. I like to buy I have a lot of books of scrapbook paper pads, and sometimes they come with a page where you have little sentiments and things you can cut out, and that's what that's from. This card I also really liked. It's not like something I would usually make, but I enjoy it so much, maybe for that reason. Got one of my favorite magazine flowers, some collage, this chipboard flower up at the top, and I did not write on the back, but I really liked this one. A little bit of the mesh ribbon on the side for a page tab. This page I really enjoy. I did not want to mess with it at all. I thought about adding a little quote or something, but it's just so gorgeous. I love flowers, and this is actually the first page that I picked out for this journal. This right here is what started this whole journal, because I was looking for a flower for the fold out in one of the centerpiece parts of a signature for the January journal. And while I was flipping through that book of flowers, I found this and just said, that's going in the February. That's it. And yeah, so I planned a lot of the other things around this. Star Matter by Ani DeFranco. It's a wonderful song. I wanted this page to kind of reflect the Big Bang. One of the lines is, "We are star matter from the Big Bang." And I wanted this to look like a star bursting, the Big Bang kind of thing. This is one of my favorite songs that she's ever done. So Star Matter, yeah. The other side of that heart, again, I left it blank. I may or may not come back later and journal on it. Haven't decided. This was a free printable that you can find the link to down below. I just glued it down, added some washi tape and a little foam heart. Over here, this is another tag I made using the cardstock that I paint poured on. I added some hearts that I cut out of Distress Oxide dyed book pages and some scraps I had laying around. You Are the Love of My Life stamped on there. No writing on the back. I think it stands for itself. But yeah, I really liked the way this one turned out. This is the other half of the envelope that was sewn in. A little bit of collage, some washi tape, some pearls, little lace sticking out the side. I like it a lot. And just a simple stamp on this side. The stamp actually has shown up a few times in this journal. It gave me a fit. It did not want to stamp properly. So it is what it is. I made this little page tab from a scrap piece of dyed copy paper using a tab shaped hole punch. A little dimensional sticker, part of a scrapbook page, and this is part of another piece that I've cut out off of this came from a piece of scrapbook paper that had a bunch of things to cut out. And I thought it looked cute peeking right there. I haven't written on it. I couldn't think of anything to work with that, so. Next, this page I really like also. If I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk in my garden forever. And that's quoted to Alfred Lord Tennyson. I love these magazine flowers, as you may know. If you saw the January journal, I love these flowers, and I will make them forever. Just cause. This is the other half of that small sheet that I had ripped to make a tuck spot earlier in the journal, and I decided to fold it like a banner and make another little tuck spot out of it. These little guys, this is from a printable. I added the rhinestone, little vintage Valentine, and this came from another printable. But these three little guys just looked so cute. Perfect size for hanging out in there. Then when you flip this flower adds to the flowers. And I added a little bit of embossing here. It didn't turn out so well. The stamp I used was very thin lined, so I had to go back with the pen and darken it a bit, and I lost some of the detail in the flowers themselves, but overall I like it. Here we have part of a heart box, like you would get chocolates in. I just popped it right off and stuck it in, and I think it really works. I did some finger painting with gold and pink metallic paints on the back. And then this I made. I accidentally tore the vellum, so I added this giant heart, and I really love the way it turned out, especially peeking out from behind here. Two little hearts. It says, I used the cover of a box of Valentine's chocolates to make this tuck spot. It seemed fitting. I love the way the heart tag topper peeks from behind the bigger heart. All of which I just said. So, yeah, I thought it's so cute. It's like, I don't know. It reminds me of my kid. Big heart and little heart. This was the first page I made. In also another of my favorites. Very simple. I love the hearts, and I left them so that they can flap. I sewed down here. I made the belly band with some ribbon, I made the belly band with some scrap paper, some nice satin ribbon, and these I cut out of dyed book page. But it just, I don't know, it's so simple, and I love it. I just love it. This is another free printable I found. More of that fun fur eyelash yarn. On the back I wrote, "This is the first page I decorated in this journal. It's also one of my favorites. This tag is another free printable. I sewed around it with my sewing machine, added the heart-shaped eyelet and the fun yarn. I love the way the lady on the front of the tag seems to be looking at the hearts on the belly band." I forgot they did have the heart-shaped eyelet in there. But yeah, the way she fits, it's like she's reading the like love note. Anywho, this envelope I'm not incredibly happy with. It's very plain, and I was getting to the point where I was just overwhelmed. I stuck this inside. Oh, I did write on the back. What did I write? "This envelope's decorations are quite simple, as is this card. I started running out of ideas around the time I was working on this page, so I opted for lots of stamps. Not my finest nor most creative work, but alas, creativity block was hard to overcome while working in this journal." Yes, it was. Yes, it was. This just happened to be in my stash. I think it's a cupcake topper. It had a point, but I cut it off and added the black satin ribbon behind it to kind of tie in. I think overall it works. I just don't feel that proud of it, I guess. I did think about decorating the other side of this envelope, but instead I opted to glue down this page. I had a few, when I was decorating pages for the journal, when I was making things for the signature, this was one of the ones I did. But I didn't really, it didn't find a place in the signature itself. But I got tired of, I think I messed up on the page, maybe. I'm not sure exactly, but I opted to glue it in here. I think it looks cool around that, like framing around the envelope. And then I stamped, "Here's my heart," on a piece of scrapbook paper. Glued it down, and there's my heart. This page, another one of the little tags I made, one of the videos I made a bunch of random ephemera to just kind of stick in as I saw fit. And this is a tag that has a pocket on it, ended up being a tuck spot. And here I have a little vintage Valentine and a ticket, both free printables. And I think it's cute. And then I found this in my stash and said, oh, it needs to go in here. This is one of my favorite tuck spots in this journal. A tuck spot with a pocket? Yes, please. It just makes me happy. It's kind of random. This says, "Live the life you love the life you live." And I found it in my stash. Again, it's something I cut out of a piece of scrapbook paper. I actually think it came from something beach related, which didn't fit this theme, but the colors did and the quote did. So I opted just to glue it here. Very simple. And I like it. This thing, I gotta figure out a way to keep it from coming out. I made this early on in the junk journal, in my junk journal journey. It is a fold out. It's called an accordion pocket trifold or something like that. I can link below the tutorial I followed to make it. So I really like it. The color scheme really fits. I just happen to have made it in this paper, which is awesome. Why are my fingers yellow? What did I touch? Anywho, I've got, this is a pocket up here, another free printable tag. This is a poem. "Forgive me if I stumble and fall, for I know not how to love too well. I am clumsy, and my words do not form as I wish, so let me kiss you instead, and let my lips paint for you all the pictures that my clumsy heart cannot." And that is quoted to Atticus. And that, come on, I really liked. This is a vintage vintage Valentine printout, or printable. I just stuck it on some paper and it became a tag. says, planted in my heart. This is a tree with hearts all over it. Here we have another vintage Valentine, and I stamped. Nothing written on there. This was a way to get a lot of little tags in one place. This was pretty plain. It's a piece of scrapbook paper I cut out of. I said I made this fold out ephemera early on in my junk journal making.